We are live, and I'm going to check already if I am live on LinkedIn. Normally, yes, and then I will proceed. So, today this session will last 90 minutes. The artists are welcome during the next 16 minutes, and we are live. And I'm going just to reduce the volume so that I am able to focus right now in the screen in front of me. I'm still juggling, but I'm happy. And so I'm going to reduce the music also because maybe you cannot hear my voice properly. So just having a little bit less music, a bit less. Wow. And so today is the second edition of Social Saturday Mental Health about art. I will do that approximately each month in average. Last time it was in the 26th of April, and it was my first edition and it was imperfect. Yet I was happy to welcome at least 2 or 3 people. So today I welcome very, very soon when he will join a special guest, I think from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm not sure 100%, but this person name is Damion Philip, and I was meeting him through a common connection. And he said yes when it came to be present about my social Saturday event. Why do I do social Saturdays about mental health? It's because it matters. So while I am waiting for him to join on stage, I would like to present you my heart. It's not mine, obviously, but it's the ones that were created by others and that I purchased. So here, just in front of me, right now, you see a big painting, and it is from Catherine Dutilleul from Belgium. And I bought it probably in 2016, 17. And it's about the passage. So it's I was clicking about it because I was thinking, oh, this is a road, and then the road goes somewhere. I don't know where, but it is my road. So it was helping me to cope during a period of huge shift. And right now I have also other periods of shift. The two pictures on top of that are paintings from pictures of my dad made by, oh, I was forgetting to include her, so I will also spotlight her. She's in Instagram, and her name is Leslie Ho, if I don't mind. So here comes Damion on stage. So welcome, Damion. Happy to see
Hello,
you.
finally, we meet. Thank you. Well, good morning. I don't know what time it is in your part of the world.
Finally, from yeah, I'm just checking. Yeah, I'm just checking the music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so it's 5 p.m. right now, my time.
Okay.
Right now it's 5 p.m. In my side, I have some. I'm going to check if it's maybe the music or because there are I remove the app and browsers, and but it still says that I struggle with connection to able to continue as long as you
Okay, cool.
hear me, and I'm only because it's maybe in my side, so it's okay. Okay, so normally it will. So Damien, thank you so much for accepting my invitation.
No problem.
And yeah, and right now I'm just going to down the music right now, and feel free now to introduce yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? And your story about art.
All right, my name. Good morning, everyone. To everyone who is on the platform. Well, good morning,
Oops.
and I say good afternoon as well to those who are on your side of the world. My name is Damion Philip. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, the Twin Island Republic in the Caribbean. Um, by profession, I am a music educator, and by extension, I'm also an artist, a visual artist. Part of my purview during the day would be to teach secondary school students and also the head of the visual and performing arts department at my school. I've had a little stint as well as being the vice principal in the school that I'm at. And well, currently I'm back to my post as the visual and performing arts head of department. Um, my usually my day-to-day activities would include teaching and by in the evening after school after work always try to keep busy, always try to stay active by doing physical stuff, hiking, walk long distance walk. I'm also an avid rugby player, and speaking about that, I have a game little later on this evening. And well, yeah, in a nutshell, that's basically me in a nutshell. Hello, hearing me? Hello, good day. Are you hearing me, right? Ollie, seems like you get bumped off. Ollie. I'm now trying to message him here to see if he has any connectivity issues, which it seems like because he got bumped off. I only seen one tick on the message. I don't know if he's having some technical difficulties, as they say. Good morning to Marta Lobos Amaya, if I'm pronouncing it right. Yes, you're back. Ollie. Right. Seems like you do as we're having some technical problems.
Yes, and back. Hopefully that this
Right.
time it will be okay. Okay. Sorry for that. It's completely out of my control, but it's in my side. Don't know what
That's
happened, but
okay.
I closed all the apps. So, but let's proceed. So, at any case, the audience were able to hear what you said. Anyway, so that's the magic of Restream, is that even if I'm not able to be there to listen to you, the audience listen to you. So while I'm
Okay.
back, yeah. So as I was acknowledging, you are not only an artist but also a musician.
Yeah. Musician and music teacher.
And music teacher. So you are
Yeah.
teaching special instruments.
Well, in my school, the focus most times will be rhythm, but I also teach the steel pan and well, also percussion, drumming, and that sort of thing. So, basically, whatever instrument the student may be interested in that we have available in the music room, I will be willing to teach them it once they are willing to learn.
Hmm. Okay. So that's great because you are doing paintings, drawings.
Yes, and well, that actually started off as um, I don't want to say, well, I should say it started off as a hobby because when I
Hmm.
was in secondary school, I was always interested in doing art, but not so much in terms of painting and using color. I was more focused on like pencil drawings and charcoal, and that was the kind of stuff that I liked. But I was not um, confident enough to showcase my work, or so I would have like these sketch pads or these little sketchbook that I would do stuff in, and perchance some of my friends or people who I would be close with would see them or get a chance to see them, and they would like, like, this looks real good and this looks really well, and I would like, well, nah, I'm not really too confident in it. And they would say you should do this or you should do that, and I was never confident enough to really start to showcase it in that kind of way. And one of the things I never liked to do was actually I never liked painting because I don't think I would have grasped the concept enough then that at this stage in my life, I think I have a better appreciation for it. It's only when some years ago when I actually did I was doing a postgrad diploma in education, and part of the course required us to do we had to do what they call an elective. And in our area, which is visual and performing arts, we had to do something outside of our area of expertise. So if you for your elective you can, so as how I'm a musician or a music teacher, I could not choose anything related to my field in terms of music. But because I had that little hidden talent in terms of art, I chose to do art and expanded what I do in terms of just being able to just do pencil drawing or charcoal. And I had some assistance from a couple of friends of mine who were actually artists. One of them was actually the art teacher in school where I work, and she, along with a couple other people, who was my then head of department, who was also an artist, they kind of helped me and guide me along the way, gave me some tutelage, and I was able to produce for that elective, because for the elective we needed to do a presentation as well. So for that elective, I was able to produce 5 pieces that were varying varying mediums, and it was well received. And I think at that point I even impressed myself and made me realize that yeah, I could start to do this on a more expansive level. And it was then that I started, only then that I started kind of trying to do more work, and I was kind of working towards, I could probably at some point someday have an art exhibition. Um, and I started continuing doing pieces. I started working on the craft, working on it, trying stuff, kind of strengthening what I did. And then I decided years ago as well I should start. That's when I started the Instagram page with Damion Philip Art. And as would do pieces, I would kind of try to post them up, and they would get people views. And I always like to take criticism, so that I mean, on the same token, that it would help me to be a better artist or a better, better in the field that I choose. So, um, yeah, so that's basically it in a nutshell as to where how I chose art, or how art has become part of my everyday existence, from being a hobby to now being something that where I would have, sold pieces people would have seen pieces, they would have been interested in it, they purchased it. I had two online um exhibitions I had done that would have been coming out of the that whole COVID period. Um and I think because I was home and had more time to be able to produce more pieces, I kind of worked towards having a exhibition. I did two online exhibition in 2 consecutive years. Um, and yeah, so hopefully the next exhibition will be an in person, a live one in an actual art gallery setting.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. So it's really amazing your journey, because as a teacher about music, music is also art. So I think the importance to that I was understanding from your share is that you were already good at one art, which is the music, because you were also teaching. So you were
Yeah,
more than an artist in music. You were teaching, so it's the next level. And then you decided to do paintings and drawing as an hobby. And then you realized from other people that what you create has many potential and good value. And
yeah.
yeah, so it's really amazing. And as you see behind me, I showcase all the art that I was purchasing during the years. And so the two pictures of my dad that I
Yeah.
decided to create from Lee Ho from Bali. And then the art that is just aside me is from Belgium. I was seeing a vernissage, an exhibition with a lots of her art, Catherine Ditilleul, and I chose this one because it was clicking to me as a spiritual way. Then there is the one with a kind of a cage with the
Hmm.
bird. You see a bird going out of the cage there, and I chose it not only about the impression to see, wow, that's me getting out of the cage. At that time, I was feeling free, but also of the day, because it was a special day for me, the 29th March, and especially 2019. I was quitting my dad and
Oh,
living my life. And 29th of March is the birthday of my dad, and he was
okay.
70 years old. So it was like, wow, I was just checking the date afterwards, but I was already resonating with the art. And then the last one here, it's made with coffee, of course, with some colors, but with coffee. It was
Okay,
a
coffee, like
vernissage.
coffee what that you drink.
Yeah, that's it. So
Okay.
I think he was using coffee as a painting plus some colors maybe, but mainly coffee. Maybe merging coffee with some colors. So uh, putting his brush in a liquid coffee, and in fact it was the third eye, and it was also clicking me because it was about spirituality, to have the third eye, and that's in my nutshell what I have. Just right there. You don't see it really good, but because it's masked by the other art. But it's a larger paint drawing about the little prince, and so I like the little prince also because it reminds me about my childhood and about my innocence. So in a nutshell, the art that I was, and also a drawing that I liked when I was in my landlord place, the tree on top of of a book, and for me it represents the blessings to be able to learn and to grow while I'm reading books or learning new materials. And so
Okay, great.
yeah,
That's great. That's
so
great.
yeah, so I'm happy to do place you on the spotlight because you are not so known in my world, and also
Okay.
because I invite you to explore also LinkedIn, because there are also many artists not only in Instagram but also on LinkedIn, and so that you can also make some connections. And
Yeah.
are you from Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, because the magic of universe let me to meet someone from Trinidad and Tobago last Sunday, and she was visiting Brussels, and I know her since a bit more than a year, and now she's going back. She's on her flight to Trinidad and Tobago, and she's amazing. And so I was able to meet her the whole Sunday, I even received as a gift pure chocolate from Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, that's good. You get
Yeah,
the
and
original stuff.
exactly 99%. I would say even 100% of chocolate.
Yeah, that's be kind of bitter, but that is the original stuff.
Exactly. That's why I can declare right now that the best chocolate of the world is not from Belgium, but from Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, because we don't grow cacao, we don't grow that in Belgium. We just
True.
import and create chocolate, but we don't grow cacao until now.
That's good, man. That's great.
Yeah. So let me just check my battery because I need to plug, because in a
Yeah.
while I will probably be out of juice. So here we go. And um, so you are doing paintings and drawings. Uh, did you
Yeah.
experience other forms of art?
Um, I'm always in. I should say I'm always open to learning new stuff. One of the what I mainly kind of, I shouldn't say specialize, but I work in the medium of watercolors, and I also use soft pastels, pastel chalk, and color pencils. Right. Other areas that I would like to explore would be doing acrylics or even oils. But I think sometime eventually, at some point, I might reach to doing trying those different mediums. But I'm trying to kind of master the ones that I'm working with. But pencil and charcoal is something that I would have grown up initially doing, so I kind of used to it. But I'm still exploring watercolor, um, soft pastel, and even the chalk pastel and color pencils. So for me,
Oh,
eventually I may reach to doing trying out acrylics or trying out a different medium.
that's great. And as soon as we were talking about art, I was thinking about a person that I was completely forgetting to spotlight after that, because at the end, like at the 50 or 60 minutes, I will present some other artists. You are free, of course, to stay during the 90 minutes, but you are also free to leave whenever you want, because I'm mindful about your time, as you said that you have something planned after that.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking also about her name. I have. She is doing lino cut, and
Hmm.
she's from Peru, and she is also amazing. So I was meeting her, Patricia Bidi. She is also amazing, and she is in UK, I think. And but I have I noted other artists that I will spotlight later. But come back to you.
Yeah.
Um, so, if I well understood, before creating art, you were a teacher about music. So you were musician even before being teacher, if I well understood.
Yeah. So, and even with that as well, I would like to think, or I like to think that it's like a kind of natural talent. Because when I was in secondary school, what would be difficult to some other students or some of my friends, it came like second nature or easy to me. So one of the things that we did in school was using the what they call the recorder, that little plastic little instrument, wind instrument. And we would get pieces to learn, and some of my other friends, they would be struggling to learn it, and I would learn it. And so I was one of the students who would be separate and apart, and the teacher would have me by her desk, and I would have a lot of other extra pieces of music that I would be learning, and I would have been way ahead of them. And after I would have left, no, I didn't leave secondary school, but in secondary school, when I reached like what we call Form 4, Form 5, I was part of the choir in school, and my friends used to play with the instrumental group. And there was one day that I stayed back with them because they had rehearsal, and I was there sitting by the drum kit. And while they playing, I just sit down and just started giving a rhythm or playing the drums. And the music teacher then, he was like, "You so you could play drum kit?" And I was like, "No, I just sit down here and just try to put it together on the spot." And then from then I was the drummer for the instrumental group, just like that. And it's only after I left school, it's only then I started pursuing music in terms of doing um, graded examinations in theory, and started doing other instruments. So one of the other instruments that I would have started with was clarinet. So I started playing clarinet, and I would have did grade 1, grade 2 music, going up grade 5, grade 6. Um, and another instrument that I started learning was the keyboard. Um, I did a little bit of guitar, so I could play percussion. And I think one of the things that intrigues me is that once I want to learn a particular instrument, I would try to pursue it. So thus far, I am able to play the steel pan, and well, we have different types of steel pans, so I'm able to play relatively all of them. I play clarinet, and I also taught myself saxophone. I play keyboards, and I play a little bit of guitar and percussions. And then after I would have reached a particular stage, after the graded exams, I went to university and I did my degree in music, and I spent a couple of years there. And then after that, came out, and well, inside of there I would be performing, have different gigs performing. I even went on tour with the university band as well. We did a couple tours to the US, different states in the US, um, and of course even in the Caribbean as well. Applied to teaching, eventually got through, continued. But so everything in my life kind of revolves around music. So in addition to being a music teacher, a music educator, even being a musician and a performer, I'm also for our what we call our national panorama competition. I'm also an adjudicator for that. Right? For I've been doing that since 2006 to now. And I would have judged our competition, our local competition, even in the region, St. Lucia, Grenada. I would have been invited to different countries to in the region itself, I was never given the opportunity to come and adjudicate in any one of the other panorama competitions, like in the, let's say, in the US or even in the UK. I know the UK has one as well in England. Um, so probably eventually I might get called to do that one day. Um, and yeah, so in my school as well, I would have established we would have had a marching band at one time, which I was responsible for. We would have had different groups, choirs, soloists, teaching people vocal. So everything kind of revolves around music, right? And as what I've indicated before, the art was always like a kind of side something, always as a hobby or something that I would do, um, like to we say to as a kind of brain cooler, to kind of ease your nerves or to get you on track or to play in a different mind space. And now it has reached the point where, I mean, as I would have indicated, people would have bought pieces, some pieces would have been sold. I mean, I still have pieces. I always try to keep doing something. My only challenge is though, where the art is concerned, is that time. So because I'm a music educator and music teacher, so I would only do art when I have some time, right? So it's like because our friend, for instance, who is an artist, and that is all he does. So during the day, his job is basically doing art. So he would create pieces, and like once a year, he would have an exhibition. So, but he has that free time on his hand. But I don't. I could only do it when I have time, and sometimes even when I have time, it depends on how I feel, the mood that I'm in. Because if I'm too tired, I won't be able to do anything. So on the music side of it, everything in my life kind of revolves around music. It would have presented opportunities for me. It would have taken me places. I would have gone on tours. I would have gone different places. And I mean, all of the times would be all expenses paid. You just have to, pack your bags, and whoever the promoter, whoever is, would pay all your expenses, hotel, travel, and you just have to reach and spot. And those are the kind of opportunities that I would have been afforded because of being a musician or because of doing what I do. So yeah,
Okay, thank you. So it's really amazing because you are using a lot of various elements, whether it's in music or in painting, creating art with your hands, and so
yeah,
it's amazing in my eyes because you are multidisciplinary, and I feel also there are two different energies: the energy
yeah,
of composing or creating music is in the energy of the instant, and you are expressing in the instant with your instrument, whatever
yeah,
instrument are. And with the energy, with the art component, with the painting and drawing, it requires a low energy, intense also energy, but in the moment, and also a
yeah,
long term, because it doesn't like a song you can craft it in 5-10 minutes, you can make rehearsal, you can perform better. But art, it's really something that hour after hour, day after day, you see the changes in your art.
yeah. And
And
even with both the art and music, even when it as you talk about that whole energy, I mean, is also as well as a release. So with the music is a release. With the art is also like a kind of release. And you get that kind of gratification when you see the outcome or the output or the outcome of it, how it looks, how it songs, how the music would song, how the art would look.
yeah, gratification is really also important. And I think I'm doing my work, my inner work right now is to seek for inner gratification and not
Yeah,
to seek for outer gratification. It's great when you see people appreciating what you do, and at the same time you are doing it for yourself first. That's
true,
why
true.
I associate also art in mental health, because even though, for instance, this is one of my creation during a creative mornings, and I was making this for myself,
Yeah,
like an art. and I do also with some short chalk also. And so that's why when I got the chance, I go to creative mornings and to let you clay activity, creativity clay, like I love to use with words. So
Yeah.
clay is when you are crafting a sculpture, like
Yeah.
a vase or something like that. So let the music clay. I love to use word puns also, and to dance with art. So with that, I would like now to dive more in mental health. Um, do you believe that you hearing music or seeing art, or you creating music and creating art helps you about mental health?
Yes, it does. Is um it definitely does. Because once, and I mean, as I would say, the music, while it would have been like a natural, um like it came naturally to me in terms of being able to grasp certain things where the music was concerned from an early age, as I would have done theory exams, as I would have then done stuff in the university, and I was able to have a whole new perspective where the music concerned, because you're able to look at it from an analytical point of view, analyzing music, and you're looking a little more deeper into the music instead of just the face value into the right. You hear music, you like it, it sounds nice, it touches a certain part of it, and you're able to bob your head, and because it meets you in a particular way. But looking at the music in terms deeper in terms of the music and what it would bring to the table. What mood or emotion does that exude, or what mood or emotion does it create to the listener or to the person, right? And even with the art as well, I'm able to, and I mean, for me, I could only speak for me. I could talk about how it would make me feel, because after putting in the whole all the hours of work, and sometimes when you start it, you don't really see the end, or when you start it, it's like you're almost to the point of giving up because you don't like how it going. Sometimes you have to start over. Sometimes you don't feel the start over because you would have put in so much work into it. Like, and so there are some pieces that I have that are just, for want of a better word, abandoned. But they are there, and I know I always would go back to it and try to make something better out of it, or try to bring it to the point that I would be satisfied. Because I think for me, I am my own worst critic, right? It's only when I'm able to kind of, put it with or show my wife, and she'll be able to say, well, this or that, and give me some pointers, or give me some encouragement in terms of what I need to do to fix it. But the gratification that you feel when you see the finished product in terms of the art, and the gratification of hearing the music, or let's say, for instance, if I have a performance and I would be practicing or rehearsing for hours, for days, for a particular event, or a concert, or some special event. And sometimes during rehearsal, with my own personal rehearsal, is like I'm making a lot of mistakes, and I'm not feeling the music. And then as you practice and you get into it, the gratification that comes after you finish a performance, which might take about 3 minutes, 5 minutes, a solo piece of performance, and then you hear that the applause, or you get those compliments, afterwards, when people meet you after the event, or meet you backstage and say, "Oh, you sung really good, you played really well, this was excellent," and it gives you that kind of encouragement to keep moving on. And it does in fact help your mental health, because while we go through our daily routines, and I mean, for instance, the daily routine of being in traffic for hours, then sometimes you have to deal with some unruly students, and you have to deal with administration, you have to deal with a whole set of other factors and elements that you exist or coexist around. It's a great release, you know, that great release when you are able to play, perform, or even finish a piece, or do art, and even, I mean, even if you have not finished a piece, but working on a piece, and as you progress, you are satisfied with the progress that you're making, and you're seeing, right, this is going to turn out to be a really, really good piece, if you're doing in the art with the artwork as well.
Yeah, and also I think it's what is not an easy part, whether it's about painting or music, is to decide when a piece is finished.
Yeah,
Because at some point, it's not easy because either it depends also on your side and if there are external pressures. Because, for instance, if you are on, I'm not an artist, so I don't assume what I say is true. But sometimes you are invited in a show during a time like 3, 5, 7 days. It's like I think it's called residence, where you are creating a piece of art during that time. And so in that constraint, you know that you will have to perform some art, some pieces of art during a certain time,
yeah,
whether it's 1, 2, 6, 8 weeks. You know that after this the week 8, all your art is done. And so at some point you have to say to yourself, whether it's music or paintings, this is done. It's my decision. Maybe I can, like, it's like also the Pareto 80/20. There is always things to perform, like to perfect, to make it better and better. But at some
yeah,
point, I think we have also to make a decision that this is done. And I was thinking about another context, but I was believing that the music or the paintings that you create are like living beings.
yeah,
And so at some point, they will probably be perfected in the future with other arts, or maybe the public will say that it's perfect, that you will consider that it's not perfect. But at the same
yeah,
time, the person will say, ah, that's amazing, that looks great. And although you think, I think that it's imperfect, if the person is valuing like a amazing piece of art, I think it's a gratitude in itself. It means that you did your job.
yeah. And that's true because sometimes, let me say I would post on my page a piece that I've been working on, work in progress. And I have been asked, because people will be like, "Is this not finished?" And I'll be like, "No, I still have some stuff to do. It's still a work in progress." And they would be like, "This looks like a finished piece." Right, to them in their eyes, they said, "Right, this looks like a finished piece." And I'll be like, "Nah, I still have some details to do. I still have some things to add into it." And they would be disputing, "Nah, this looks like it finished." And they would even go on as far as to say, "Well, try not to spoil it by doing too much." But in my eyes, I would know, right, I would. And I think one of the things that helps me with that is whatever piece that I'm working on, I would have my easel, where my easel is set up. The piece would always be there. So every time I pass, I would see it, and sometimes I would stand up and look at it from a distance and see, right, what other detailing work I could do, or what I could add or what I could fix to make it better, to make it stand out a little better. So that's one of the things that helps me. Like I would have the easel up and have the piece on display. So every time I pass, I'll see it or stand up and look at it, take it in, or sit down and just be looking at it and see, right, what can I do to this again to make it a little better.
Hmm. Yes, indeed. And I was realizing also that there is also the constraint of time, and that it's like I remember a quote. I don't know from which artist, but a quote from a famous artist that said that the most important is to do your art day after day, month after month, whether others are appreciating or not. You do your art. I think it was Andy Warhol, if I remember. But it's like Pina Bausch that says dance, dance, dance. Either we are lost. So I think the most important is to do your best, and also to have the strength to say, okay, I've done my best. I can maybe do better, but I have other pieces to make, and I let go. And either there are a person that is interested and that will buy your piece of art that you think it is imperfect, but then it means that it's perfect for this person, and that's
True,
the
true.
mission.
That's true. Yeah,
Or maybe this art will stay in your side, and either you will decide to leave it as is because you have other things to do, or maybe to re-perform it weeks, months, or years later. Who knows?
true, true.
Yeah. So also I was thinking, I don't know how much time do you have still in this session?
Could probably be out of 15 minutes again.
Okay, so we will have still 15 minutes with you,
Yeah,
and thank you, Marsha, and everyone who is joining. Of course, I don't see a lot of interactions of audience, but there is also the team replay,
yeah.
and so that they will be able to know more you and to connect with you with Instagram. Do you have also a website? Because I don't know if you were having the website referenced.
No, I don't have a website as it. So all I would have now is the Damion Philip art on both Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, so I will post also later on the link on Facebook
Yeah.
on the comments. And now I was thinking about some questions to finish this session. Um, if you were able to go back in time and you can choose a time like 3, 5, 20 years ago or more, uh, what will be the message that you will say to your younger self?
All right. If I was to go back that far, I think to my younger self, I think I would have, if I would have started, um, if I want to say being a little more serious about the music part of it, I probably would have been a little more further than where I am now, because it would have come naturally, and it didn't seem as um how should I put it? It didn't seem challenging as it would have to some of my colleagues or some of my friends at that secondary school level. Um, I didn't really take it serious because only after I left school and I started pursuing it and I started getting a little more serious about it. If I had started that earlier, and I think that as well would have probably come with a little more guidance from the adults or your teachers or your parents or whoever. But I would say to my younger self that you need to be serious about what you're doing. Be serious about the music, and even by extension, delve into the art a little more. And I probably who knows probably would have been a little further along.
Hmm. Thank you for your reply. And did you add some moments of darkness in your life where you were thinking that there is a dead end, that you are stuck in your life?
Yeah, most definitely. I remember there was this one time where and this was me prior to me getting into the teaching service where I would have been attempting to do that for years, and there was always some obstacle in the way. And I'd reached a point where I'd given up and say, you know what, probably this teaching thing is not for me. And it's because I met someone who was a teacher at the who was a teacher at the school that I'm currently at. She passed away couple of years ago, God rest her soul. And she was saying to me, come and talk to the principal. We have a vacancy in the school. And I was telling her, I don't hear anything. I have given up. That is not for me. I good. Let's leave me alone. And she keep prodding, she keep coaxing. She said, come and talk to the principal. And she was just nagging. And I say, you know what? Just to please you, I will come and talk to the principal tomorrow. Which I did. And I came, I spoke to the principal. He checked out all my qualifications and stuff. And then he sent me down to the Ministry of Education. He wrote a letter, pulled a paper from the printer, wrote a letter, scribble some stuff on a sheet of paper. And this is not even a letterhead from the school. This is just like taking a sheet from the printer and scribbling some stuff and tell me go down to the ministry and ask for this person, which I did the next day. Um, I had to wait. So all of that was kind of like, this is not really going to turn out too well because I wait for the person. They was extremely late. And then when the person came and explained and introduced myself and said, who I was, and he said, okay, he got the call and he took the sheet, the letter that the principal wrote, and he left me sit down there. And about half an hour afterwards, he came and he said, right. He said, well, all that is missing from your file or whatever would be your transcripts from the university. And I was like, well, I would have sent that about more than 6 months ago, over 6 months ago. And he was like, serious? And I was like, yeah. And I pull out my receipt where I would have paid for it because with the transcript, we had to pay and they would send the transcript. So you don't actually get it in your hand. You would pay. So I showed him the receipt where I would have paid for it to be sent. And then he was like, he shrugged and I was like, ugh. And he left again. He said, give me a second. And he took about the next half an hour. And he came back. He said, he brought 3 sheets of paper. He said, right, sign this, sign this, sign this one. This one is yours. Get the principal this one, and we keep in this copy. And I was like, well, what does that mean? He was like, well, they get through. So take this to the principal. This is your copy. And, so just like that, I got through. So when I went back to the principal and gave him the letter, he wanted me to start the next day. And, he was really excited because they didn't have any teacher. And I was like, well, I'm working somewhere. So I had to give them notice. And, so by the next week, I was in the school teaching. My first teaching appointment. So even though I'd have reached that point of giving up, and after what I've gone through, let me say years of trying, and then they say, well, you need to have this qualification, and then I've gone and done that. Then when they come here, no, you need to have this, and then you need to have that, and I would have gone through the process of actually doing it, going and do the course or doing the exam, getting the qualification, come back, and there's always some obstacle. It was always some obstacle. And the thing about it too, I was assessed also to teach English up to Form 3. I think computer and social studies. So, but I didn't want to do those subjects. I didn't want to teach those subjects. I prefer music. I always had a liking for music, right? So I reached that low point, and I was like, you know what? I would just stay in the private sector, and until I came and spoke to the principal. By the next week, I was in the school. So this just goes to sometimes you go through a lot of things. You go through obstacles or you face challenges in your life, and sometimes it's for a reason because the time is not yet. God would have it that the time is not yet. You have any waiting and probably to see, how strong your faith is in terms of if you really want to do this. If this is really for you, you'll get through with it.
Wow, thank you for your share. It moved me because uh, he, I think it's like you are in a maze, finding your way and finding to elevate yourself through your passions. And
Yeah,
then what is amazing is that you were meeting key persons that helped you finally to get out of this maze and to do really something that is your passion and that
yeah,
is also your profession. And uh,
true.
uh, while I was listening to you, I was thinking also about this amazing movie. I don't know if you have watched the movie Soul from Pixar.
Soul,
Yeah.
I think I can't remember. I think I did.
So the story is that it's a music teacher
Uh huh.
that has one dream is to play piano in a jazz band.
Right. I think I will. If I can't remember if I saw it, but I will look for it
Yeah,
and
feel
take.
free to watch
Yeah.
the trailer. It's amazing. So this I'm not going to go too much into detail so that you can enjoy the movie. But he was searching for his dream to become a professional pianist, jazz pianist in a band.
Yeah.
But he got in an accident and he got to heaven. And he go to an adventures and he try to find his way on earth to fulfill his dream. So this is an amazing movie, and it is one of the best that I ever watched, and one of the rarest from Pixar when you see black people. Mainly, probably 60 to 80% of the characters of the animation movies are black people. So that's an amazing movie from Pixar. Get on 2020, I think.
I'll look for it.
Yeah, and so while I was witnessing your journey and your story, I was thinking about this movie and about the fact that it's about don't get up, don't give up. Always pursue your dream and your passion and bring your light.
Yeah.
So what is now we are ending the session in 5 minutes. What are the last words that you would like to tell to our audience?
Well, I mean, it was a pleasure being part of this experience. Um, and let me say on an international platform. I never would have thought that I would have been being interviewed by somebody who lives in the UK. And I think that that's a testament to how the social media and we are able to reach each other, contact each other, connect with people who are outside of our country, outside of our region, in
Well,
a different
I'm
part
not
of the world.
let me say I'm not in UK. I'm in Belgium.
Right, in Belgium. So you see, look at that.
But
And I'm
we
all the
met
way
to
across in the Caribbean.
yeah, and we met together thanks to a common friend, Patricia, who is
Yes,
living in UK. So
yes,
that's a
yes, yes.
blessing. And so my invitation to go more in LinkedIn, because there is also a network, not only a network that is in Trinidad and Tobago, because there is Yanneke, there is also Lisa Fevek, there are other people in Trinidad and Tobago, but also people that are artists and that you can connect and use also even non-artists. You can spotlight yourself through people from my network. There are many amazing people that are human connectors, as I am, and that can help you to make you more visible and also collaborate and um, create connections between artists. That's also important. And I will
Yeah.
also send you some other details about other artists who are either on LinkedIn or Instagram. I was thinking about Patricia Bidi, Michelle Lax from South Africa, also Claudia Muralanda from Jamaica, Marulanda, I think. So there are many other artists that you can connect with.
Yeah, and I think this as well has I mean my LinkedIn has been dormant for a long time. And I think this experience has shown me the power of LinkedIn, and it has encouraged me as well to kind of stay up to date with LinkedIn and try to update my stuff as well, and try to reach out to people and connect with people as the app would have it.
Hmm.
So I want to say thanks for that as well.
With joy, and glad also I'm going to after that to see your Instagram and to Facebook, so that I can also, with your permission, give some links and also some sample of your pictures, so that they can appreciate your art.
Yeah.
And yeah, and also thanks for the people that we were not having a lot of audience, but there will be people on the replay team. So thanks Alexandria and thanks Marsha for joining, and also for the team replay for watching. So now I am going to excuse you, Damien. You are free to leave the session. Thank you so much
All
for
right.
accepting to be in the spotlight. I'm really happy to let my network know about you.
No problem. Thanks very much. And to everyone
Thank
who
you.
on the platform at this time. It has been a
Yeah,
pleasure.
have a blessing weekend. Thank you so much, Damien.
All right, same to you.
Thank you. So now we are having I will have a bio break. Damion is out, and I'm really happy to have invited Damion because I was not knowing him before. Thank you again for the audience that are watching right now and also in the replay team. Thank you, Dr. New, also. Feel free also to join whenever you want during the last 30 minutes. I gave the link on the stage, and at the same time, I'm happy to give you the link. And right now, I'm going to have a 10 minutes of bio break. Just because I need to care about my body needs. Strangely, my tech is acting a bit crazy right now, but it's okay. I'm just checking that. So bear with me. I'm going to make the music and to make a pause of 5 or 10 minutes, and then I will be back to you. So thank you, Dr. New. Thank you, Claudia. Claudia, also you can join us on the stage. Um, I'm going to normally Damien is excused, so he's still there, but he will probably be able to leave right now. And so I'm going to make the music, and I will be back after that for in 5 6 minutes. Going to have a bio break right now, 30 minutes or so, and I'm going to share also the link to the stage for the people that are wishing to join. So I am back. Thank you so much. And Claudia told me that she is there, but for a few minutes. So I will let her join the stage even for a few minutes because I want to spotlight Claudia. So while I'm waiting for Claudia, I'm just playing the music right now, even making the music out. And so thank you also, Dr. New, for joining. And I'm already showing Claudia's details, and I will share my screen also, whether she's able to join or not. And I am going to paste the link again in the comments for you to be able to join the stage if you want for the last 25-30 minutes or so. I'm still doing for 25-30 minutes maximum, but I am mindful about the time. But it's really great to be there with you. So I'm just checking the comments, just getting the sound, and pasting the link to the stage on the comments. So feel free uh, to the, to join if you can. So Claudia, thank you so much. And yeah, I'm really happy to spotlight some artists. So so I posted the comments. Feel free to join the events. I posted in the comments, but right there. So I was even forgetting some artists in the list. Anyway, I will post the links in the comments. And I am happy to welcome you on stage for the last part. So now I'm going to share my screen to share first Claudia that I was meeting from the Hounds of Business and CJ, I think. So that I am able to spotlight her. Take your time, Claudia. It's all fine. I am waiting patiently, and I'm showcasing you already. Sharing my screen right now for a Claudia profile. So here it is. I might share my screen. Okay, normally you will see Claudia art, amazing. And so you will be able to see the website here with amazing paintings. And of course, the page is loading. Oh, wow, wow, wow! I love your heart, your art and your heart. So that's a blessing. Thank you so much. It's great because it's the first time that I see these, and they are really delicious. They are so blossoming also. Uh, your hairstyle is amazing. So now I was going to make the bait because Who is joining? Dear Claudia is there. Welcome, Claudia. Hello, hello. You are muted. I don't hear you yet. Strange, because I see your mic is activated in my side, but in your side, your mic is not working. So we see your face, but we cannot hear you. Oh. So maybe in the settings.
Oli?
Hey!
This works?
Yeah, no, it works.
Oh, okay. Nice to see you.
Thank you for joining, Claudia.
That's funny. I wasn't expecting this, but that makes it even better, right?
Of course, go with the flow, the magic of this, and I'm glad to spotlight you.
Nice, nice. So great to see you. So I missed the first part, and I was just coming in. I thought you were getting off, and I just got home, and I was like, oh, let me just see what's happening.
Well, that's why I decided to make it at 90 minutes, because then maybe other people can join and I will be able to spotlight other people.
Yes, yes.
So let us know more about you. Where are you from, and why did you came to become an artist?
Okay, so currently I live in New York City, in the within the 5 boroughs of New York City, and I always love art. I was not an artist. I used to be a graphic designer. So I went through a period that was very, I would say, like a dark period. I was sort of depressed. I was very sad. Several things happened that just led me to what I call an emotional rock bottom. And unknowingly, I started creating art. I just had that intuition, that feeling to take out like my pencils from school, because I went to school for graphic design. And I started drawing, and I just, I realized that I wasn't sad, that I wasn't crying, that I wasn't thinking about my problems. And it felt good. And I also felt sort of accomplished, because I was like, oh, look at what I did. Like, I was feeling proud of myself. So I noticed that I was not feeling sad. That was the main thing. And I was like, I got to do more of this. So it became kind of like a daily thing. And I call it my medicine, because, like sometimes you need, with medicine, you need like that daily dose of medicine to get better. So it was my daily dose. Like, if I was getting home, so I have a son at that time. Just to tell you what happened, it was the end of a toxic relationship. And my son also at that time was 17 years old, and he left home to join the Marines. So basically I was completely alone. And then later on I lost my job. So it was really bad. So, but when I was working, it was kind of like what I needed to go and do instead of being crying at home. So I started creating art, and I just felt good. And each day I just felt better. And then I was like, oh, I don't know how to do this. Let me figure it out. Oh, let me take a painting class. So it just developed little by little. And I knew there was something in my heart telling me that, you know what, there's something here. And I was like, and I hanged up like the first big illustrations that I did. I don't call them paintings, because I've been more like in fashion. So it was all about beauty. So it was more like illustrations. And I was like, there's something here. I'm just going to continue, because I don't know where this is going to take me. And it's been, it's been like 10 since 2013. So it's been almost 11 years since this whole journey began. and I just started creating art, and I was feeling better. And then being that I love lettering, and I was a graphic designer, and I love typography, meaning, playing with letters when I did my graphic designs. Sorry. Um, I I just somehow, I guess, how I wanted to feel, I started putting it into the words, into the hair of my illustrations. Somehow, I don't know how that came about, but it just happened. So that's the beauty of art. It's like you just end up expressing yourself in ways that you don't even know that you can possibly express yourself. And then I just started doing more and more. And later on, I started hearing people like, art saved me. And I was like, what does that mean? Like, so I started becoming more curious about the power of art. Like, what is it that people find so powerful in art? Why would someone say that art saved me? And they didn't really know how to explain it, but I just became more curious, and then I became interested more like in art therapy. So I'm not a therapist, but I did a lot of reading on it, and along the way I was doing my own self-development. So later on I realized that art had helped me heal from that depressive state of mind that I was in. And not only that, it helped me to really envision, to start creating, to start thinking of how I want to feel. So it's been a long process. And like 2 years ago, I decided to start doing workshops to support older women. It is still a challenge, because by nature I am an introvert, but I just feel like, like I have to share this with other people. I have to help other people, because I would have never guessed that art was going to help me the way it did. So that's what led me to art.
Wow, and I was understanding well in hearing from you that it's you can touch your mic when I speak because there are some noise. Maybe if you cut your mic,
Tell me again.
maybe if you cut your mic because I hear back my voice.
So I wait. Let me see. Let me try to put this on, because I'm having a little trouble here.
Yeah. Okay. So no, it's okay. Sometimes I hear my sound, but it's okay. Because it
Let
might
me see.
be for me
Let me
it's
see
okay,
if
but
this.
yeah,
Can you, can you hear me?
yes.
You
So
can.
normally it will be fine. Yes, it's okay. So normally it's fine. So yeah, I was thinking it's how art helped you to heal yourself. You were, if I understood well, you were finding your own healing through you making art. And I also understood probably well that you were writing words in your hair, the personage of your hair, and that I
Yes.
find it hair resistible. Yeah, I love to play with words. So I love that. And recently I came to a workshop about finding my inner strength, my inner resilience, my inner compass. And I think like art is one of the ways that could be used to restore ourselves as a restorative justice, to reclaim our pieces and to make art helping us to like the kintsugi framework, the kintsugi, to create, to mend our broken pieces and to create a piece of art that is in fact us, and that is crafted with gold, and that
Oh yeah.
finally the act of mending this is creating, having even more value than the piece that was won before and then broken.
Yes. Yes. That's interesting, because someone was just posting something about it, and I was telling her that I want to do a workshop relating to that, because art the beauty of art, and not just visual art, but arts, is the only place where you get to be with yourself and you get to express yourself.
Mm.
And it can be used intentionally to guide you in different ways. So kind of like what you were saying, it can help one think of like those pieces that we think that we're broken, and how do we come together, how those pieces that we feel that has made us broken, how are they actually forming and shaping the person we are, how is it making us more resilient, how is it helping us gain the courage or do the things that we've never done, because sometimes we don't realize, we don't see what we have achieved. And I know it happens to me the whole time, and I know it happens to many people. We might fall into like things are bad here and there, but we forget to look back and see what we have achieved. So it's, so that would be an interesting project, art project.
Yeah, and the person that was having as guest beforehand is living in Trinidad and Tobago, and he is a musician and teacher music, also music teacher, and also creating art, painting, and different. He wants to explore a lot of things. So I think it's also to find to, because each of us in the past or in the present and in the future was, is, or will experience trauma or difficult times, and that's why it's really amazing to be able to see, okay, this is an imperfect art, but
Mhm.
there are cracks, and it's thanks to these cracks and this imperfection that the light can pass through and can percolate to others. And so that's why I'm really amazed and happy to dive in art and in creations in any way. I I'm not a painter, but I'm a drawer. For instance, I
Mhm.
came to create sometimes like pieces like that.
Uh-huh, I see.
Yeah, and it was in 2023, and hard, and also using the word like, let your clay activity, creativity, clay activity.
Creativity. You know what? And when we think, there's a lot of people like anything is art. Like you can doodle, and that's your own art. And sometimes people say, I can't even draw a line, but can you write? When you're writing, it's a form of art. So it's just your perspective, but that's the cool thing. And the beauty of it is what you do with it and what comes out of it from you and how you feel. So that's the beauty of art. That's what I find amazing.
Yes, exactly. And the fact that no matter what, there will be people that will say that is pure SHIT, or people that say, oh, that's amazing. Because you will always find people that say, oh, it's ridiculous, and other people that would say amazing. And it's like it's in the eyes of the person that are seeing it. Although, for instance, at some point there are some extremes. Like there is a person like controversial in Belgium that was inventing a machine, and so it was a kind of a piece of art. But this machine was producing fake shit, and so in French it's called la machine à caca. So that's a bit crazy, but I think the main thing is a creation, and that there will always be people that will say that it's zero, or people that would say that it's amazing, and that even there are some pieces of art that is imperfect, or like in a draft mode, that is selling thousands and thousands of euros, because the creator is known, like Van Gogh or Picasso or whatever. And
Mhm.
so I think the most important is to do it for yourself, because
Exactly.
at some point each of us will get out of our body to the other world, and so our art will stay, I don't know for how much time, years, decades, or centuries, but anyway, it will fade with time. The only thing that remains right now that was there for so long is like the Yellowstone, Egypt pyramids. But I think the most important is to be in the now moment and to create something that brings us joy. We don't say, okay, it's really something that I don't like, but I will create because XYZ are thinking that they need it. I think it's also we are doing it for us first, I think.
You are so right, because number one, we should do it for ourselves, and number two, it doesn't matter, like what you said, it doesn't, we do it for ourselves, so it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. And that's the problem. We've grown up in a society that people are so ready to judge, and that's because they've been judged, so they do the same. So it's like following a pattern over and over. And I work with kids, and I work with and I don't remember the statistics on this, but most kids, when they're little, you ask them if they're artists, and pretty much all of them are going to say that they are. But as they grow up, they start saying less of that because a teacher told them, no, you're not good, because their classmate told them, no, that's ugly. And then that we start limiting ourselves from creating, we start repressing, suppressing, like what is naturally our inclination, let's say, for some. And it, once again, I won't say it's only about visual arts. It could be music, it could be writing, it could be anything else. And we start suppressing that, and then we just feel bad, and we don't realize why we feel bad. And it's because we're really not expressing ourselves the way we want to, because we're too concerned of what other people say, might think or might say. We might be concerned that they reject us. And I know I go through that a lot in different ways. But when it comes to art, I have learned to really be like, you know what? It's about how I feel. If I feel proud of it, if I'm happy with it, once I'm done, if I look at it and it makes me smile, that's all I need. If I do art for a client, I have to be in that place that I can smile and say, I'm proud of this. And that's when I give it to the client. But
Yeah.
it when I work with people, I help them be non-judgmental about themselves, so they can actually just enjoy the process. It's all about the process, and how you feel, and what comes up, and experimenting, like they said, experimenting and playing, because we need to play and we need to experiment, and we need to be like children again. That's why it's about letting like that inner child out, or letting that inner artist out and playing. And it's a reality. Anyone that does it, they automatically feel good. Always, always.
Yeah, and let me say that I'm a strong advocate for this system to change, because I feel that there are some changes, but the system is not really eager to evolve to bring more humanity and appreciation. We need more from this system, and also teachers, that they are doing the best they can with the numbers of children in the classroom. But it's the system to be evolved to allow anyone to pursue his or her passion according to their will, and not for the concern of the system. That's why mastering all is impossible. There are like 36 topics: geography, math, history, Latin, whatever, and you cannot be good at anything at the same time. So that's why I'm really concerned to bring more joy, and to let people evolve with the joy, and not allowing these voice to say that, oh, you are nothing, you are worth nothing, whatever, because you don't comply to the system needs. So that's why I really crave for seeing the next generations, and I see quite changes in the millennials also. For instance, they are not as willing to pursue the same dreams as their parents and their grandparents in work. They are more critic about the society, and we need that. We need that kind of
Yeah.
energy, so that there will be the annoying task will be performed by AI or robots, and the human task will be performed by humans.
Yeah, because not no AI is ever gonna have the emotions or do the things that we can actually do as humans. So AI can help, and yes, I love the younger generation because even though people might complain about them, I totally agree with them of valuing themselves more and not having to repeat the same patterns that our parents did or grandparents did. You know, it's a whole new society, and it needs to change. I mean, we can see that whatever's happening in society is not working. So I'm all for change.
I'm your best ambassador. I love to play with words, so this is my juice. So I will dance with you, samba, salsa, whatever, and to cite you. And so I'm mindful about your time because you said that you were out
Yeah,
just few minutes. So
yeah. I
I'm
came
going
on. Mhm. Go ahead.
I'm going to free you in 1 or 2 minutes. But last but not least, if you have a message to send to the younger generations and also to yourself where you were younger, what could be the message?
The message for me, it's about educating yourself. And when I say educating yourself, is not following what school teaches, but going out to find out for yourself what is true for you, because we grew up with beliefs that people put into us, and we need to figure out what is true for ourselves, because sometimes those beliefs is what's keeping us so limiting, and that's why we feel so depressed and so sad and miserable, and it's like we're not free. So we got to find what is our freedom, and that is how we can express ourselves. And I think that is so important, like, you know, like for a child, a young adult, I will say that the parent says, you know, don't follow art because you're not going to make money with that. But if that's their passion and then they start doing something they don't love, they're going to be miserable. People are having mental health issues, they're depressed because they're not following their passion, they're not doing what they love. And the younger you start to understand that and you start finding your own truth, your own path, the better it is. The older we get, you know, it's a little more difficult, but still we get to do it. I'm doing it, I'm on that path. It's not easy, but you know, the more that I get to do what I want, the more I discover, I research, I get curious about things. So I recommend people to be curious, to explore, to expand, educate themselves, because it leads to amazing things. You never know what you're going to discover that is just going to bring that joy back to you. So I'm all for that.
Oh yeah, and I was thinking about the best is really to foster in the younger generation inner critic. We need to teach more inner critic, consent also, and to be able to tell the children to find their own empowering environment. Is this
Yes.
person lowering me and give me a sense of lack or sadness, or if this person is appreciating me? I was. I go back to my passion about languages. It's thanks to my French teacher, who made me amazing appreciation while I was remembering my first poem. He made me a score of 194 over 200. So that's the power of appreciation, and also fostering inner critic with Brave New World. And so I was thinking also about the movie Dead Poet Society. That was the first movie I was ever watching from with Robin Williams. I don't know. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I
So
don't know it.
if you don't know, watch this movie. It's amazing. And I will end with this quote that the powerful play still goes on, and that you may contribute a verse. What would your verse be? So that's the main quote of the movie. So thank you again, Claudia, for
Thank you.
joining magically this amazing session. You are amazing, and I'm happy to continue to support you at any time and to bring you more on the spotlight.
Thank you so much. And I'm so excited this happened because I was saying, no, you know, I'm not going to have time. And I got to find my own time also. So I'm so happy that it happened. And thank you for creating this space, Ollie. It's just beautiful that what you're doing, and I love it. So thank you.
Thank you so much. So right now, I was thinking, you are excused. Feel free to go finish your amazing day. Thank you, Claudia.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye. And so I'm out of time. It's already more than 90 minutes. I'm just going to show the captions I was preparing, and I will post the link. I have no time to share my screen about LinkedIn, about whatever, but it was initially for bringing artists, and I'm going now to pinpoint. So I was showcasing Damion and Claudia. Amazing to be with them during the session, and also sharing. Also, there is other artist, Michelle Lax. I hope that I pronounce well her last name, from South Africa. And I will post the links in the comments of YouTube and of LinkedIn. Not having so much time to share my screen LinkedIn page and their heart, but and then it's I think it was all that I was making caption, but I was also remembering, so that even if I'm not showing them on the caption, I will at least uh, share also. There is um, Patricia Bidi. I'm Voilà. So I read vocally. So and then I will post the links on the comments. So I was also that was she was making those two paintings. Yeah, paintings from about my dad from pictures that I sent her, and I'm forever grateful about her work and her presence and her art, and the fact that I have this piece of art from her, Liz Ho, and I will share the links of her Instagram later on. Bear with me because I am okay. So now I'm just opening my memo, and so yeah, because it was not a writer but a sheet. So Damion, Claudia, Michelle, Deirdre also. Deirdre is amazing. She's from Australia, and she's making also amazing art. I was inviting her also on an audio event, and I will post the link later on. There is also Karin Merks from South Africa, also, I think. I'm not sure. There is also Nathalie Arsenault, Catherine Dutilleul. The painting that you have seen in the beginning is from her. And then Jérôme Désert, the drawing about the bird out of the cage. And Anna Pirati, an Italian artist that I came to know her art and her last year during vernissage. It was amazing. And aside that, Patricia Bidi, I've already, and so that's it. There are probably certainly other artists, but right now it's over. So I'm going to close the session and thank you again for watching even the team replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and hopefully that I will make a third edition in 1 month, probably in the end of July. So it's even not 1 month, but each 5 or 6 weeks. And so each Saturday I will host a session about mental health, and each Tuesday I host sessions about languages and especially French to help you to learn French and to practice it. And so you are welcome also each Tuesday if you are a language enthusiast. So that's it for me, and thank you so much. Last quote, make your own kind of music, sing your own special song. Make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. That's from the Mamas and the Papas. That's it for me.